What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the debut album by American pop rock band HAIM. Basically, this product is called Days Are Gone, and it came out in the fall of 2013. So fair about this product here, I had caught this on YouTube within a recent album. Within the particular fair about it, I've been trying to get to more pop rock bands within these pitches, so it's within the aspects as far as seeing what these particular starlets and pitches like that were about as far as these pairs going to happen along with it. But it's within the pitch as far as saying I look after the tone within the aspect behind it. This is a pretty excellent classic here to be able to get within the tones. Definitely have to say, kind of just unbeknownstly, kind of out of nowhere within these pitches as far as these pairs going to happen, but just kind of the aspect that this has a particular tone. This is pretty 80s rooted within the pitch, which some excellent type conduct. Definitely like the appeal, like this new wave and kind of leftover disco type vibes within the pitch behind it. Has a lot of gliss and this overall foot tap type vibes within the pitch as far as saying it's kind of some glare type aspects that has a lot of good commotion just from the aspect that is something when you think of like typical 80s songs that kind of had like that particular like songs like I've Been Waiting for a Girl Like You, which I forget the name of that particular song, but some of those type ones that you would catch by folks like Police and Police and Dancing Queen, songs that ones. This has that particular pitch like that. Not so much cheesy type 80s. It's not so much cheesy within the fashion when you think of like particular 80s conduct. Not to say 80s is cheesy. Not to say 80s is cheesy within those appeals, but just kind of that kind of aspect within that relative kind of cheese type gliss within the tone. This kind of has the tone of just like the melodrama that kind of goes along with it. That's just refreshing within that sense to be able to get that tone. It's definitely pretty sparky and awesome and get that particular fare. But I say cheesy within the aspect as far as saying it just kind of has like that dramatic type fashion that you have like the pitch behind it when you have more folks that are down to earth that just kind of gives off that particular vibe within the pitch. But it has a very excellent type fashion, just nailing that particular vibe within the tense of just having something that just has some starkness about it. That just the melodrama factor about this album is pretty awesome within the pitch. It is delivering upon it. Just has some good context. It just like a good aspect to kind of has some emote about this product that's different from like the typical type. This album has some emote about it that's different from like the typical emo type vibes that you would get in like an alternative type sense. But it does within a pop type fare, but it's more new wave within pitch, more so than full bound pop or pop rock. This is a lot different from like the particular fare stuff that was out around 2013. This really stands out within like good. This definitely stands out within like a good way as far as this pitch can happen. Just in the aspect, this feels pretty much more within the aspect that something you would have caught throughout most of the years out of the 80s, anywhere within those fashions within it, but also just leftover type vibes to just that particular pair. So this has that particular pitch as far as nailing it. It's real trendy and fashionable within those aspects. Probably could have used more bands like this within these tones as far as the gloss that particularly kind of has. It's just excellent type appeal, but apparently this album more or less was kind of a big deal. I'm going to actually look up the chart appeal about this album as far as being able to say, because it got to 6 singles, which is pretty good for a debut album within these pitches behind it. So it had some degree of like casual kind of, yeah, I mean, enough of these songs did chart, at least on the U.S. rock charts within some of these type of ordeals. So it's kind of the pitch as far as saying at least 4 out of 6 of them charted pretty well, but there were some international ones. This album was a pretty big deal in Europe as far as those fairs going to happen. So kind of the aspects for saying. So I had a good promotional run between like a year before this album came out to about a year after this album came out, between fall of 2012 to about the mid-late summer of 2014 as far as this pitch comes. Excellent type pitches within the fair. Apparently there was an EP that came out before this product in 2012 as far as this pitch can happen. I'm probably going to get to that one because it does at least have one or so new song on it as far as this pitch can happen. But definitely within these pitches, just being able to stay nice glissy type album with the retro new wave type sheen as far as this first kind of goes. So the first single was Forever. This is a nice one. It's like a good 80s flavor, kind of pop new wave, cut loose, kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just some punch bowl music and socialized, I'd say, within tones behind this good dance type song. So there's a number of dance numbers within these pitches, just typical type format of this. It's typical kind of hole in the wall type spots within these pitches, just more in a throwback type vibe, places where you would catch some of those oldies type pitches within those particular fairs about it. Not so much full bound, but it just kind of feels more pastel within pitches, kind of that disco and pastel type flavor within the aspect behind this. Has a real excellent type fare. Some of these type ones, it's a good type pitch compared when you think of like hit songs from 2013 that were kind of out around that time, like Blurred Lines and the Daft Punk songs. Some of those type pitches, even though Daft Punk kind of had like that electronic kind of vibe within the pitch, but it's just kind of fair. Songs like Blurred Lines, songs like some of the like Suit and Tie by Justin Timberlake, some of those type ones in the pitch, just differential within the tones of what was particularly going on, but good type appeal. Don't Save Me is the second single, excellent type products of it. This like a sunset drive, kind of pink skies blear to kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just some top down vehicle, top down kind of retro 80s pop venue embellished as far as this fair is going to happen along with this. So this excellent type conic, just more of one. It's kind of appreciating like a good aspect. Definitely some Miami type music within the flair, just thing within those products like that typical kind of neon type gliss and some pitches like that. Just kind of the product of this, appreciating like the late day kind of breeze as far as those acids going to happen. Throwback type vibes with an excellent pitch of it. Falling is a quality one as well within these aspects here. It's like a staccato kind of dope pop melodrama kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just ready for like a glissy night. It had saying crazed. Just definitely reminds like Madonna from like mid 80s, 83, 84, 85 pitches like that. Just ready for a glissy night and crazy sounds. That pitch is just a softcore kind of dance off as far as those pairs going to happen. So just excellent with the pitch as far as those throwback kind of vibes going to happen. It has some signature type sounds that really hits pretty heavily within those aspects. The Wires, the fourth single, is another nice one here. It's like fresh off a work shift, kind of jolly day dredge as far as those aspects kind of happen. So just within the pitch one, usually when you think of the work shift type fare, the flip mode behind that just kind of has more frustrate when you think about it in like a post grunge and kind of alternative metal type sense. But within this pop rock type appeal, it just has a little bit more positivity about it, just from the aspect of like being done with things fresh out the work shift. Like I was saying, excellent type pitches for that, but just kind of with the aspect of like some just snap and grab together as far as those pitches going to happen just within the conduct of this. Probably just, it's kind of extra type fair within the pitch. It's kind of the product of just something that kind of has the vibe of just like solid, decently lengthy movie within those pitches. It's kind of that blear within those aspects of just figuring out the next moves. Is kind of some spare time. Kind of good song to grab like a croissant or something unusual within the pitch, like uncommon typical type fare. I'd say within the aspect behind it is kind of some of those type fares, just extra moments kind of sauntering within those aspects, is kind of hitting up like a Sonic or getting like corn dogs or onion rings in those type fashions. So it's just not a super kind of usual routine kind of commonplace within those pitches, but just kind of format within those conducts. It's good to have those particular type songs that just like a Tuesday evening pitches like that, Tuesday, Wednesday evening songs type fairs, that just kind of the moments of not just going straight to like a dance club or going straight home after a long day of work. Songs type pitch, just kind of the format of this rhythmic kind of figuring out some extra time that's not so much date occupy or weekend occupy pitch like that within like dance floor type vibes. So this kind of pitch is spare time moments, but excellent type appeal, good type product for some of those type fairs. If I Could Change Your Mind's the fifth single. It's another nice one. It's like a dope, snappy kind of dance floor rhythm to kind of get within the aspects here. Just some neon flavor kind of ripped right out of 1985. This one goes pretty well with Forever, pitches like that. Also, Don't Save Me. Just really most of these singles as far as these pitches can happen. And really the first three singles within these aspects just kind of have these particular tones, just like that 80s gleam. Just that particular kind of 80s and neon gleam as far as those pairs can happen. So excellent within those pitches as far as those pairs can happen. Just retro within a sense, just takes it real back. It's real nice disco type tunes within the product of it. And these are some good ass shakers as far as those pitch can happen. Just excellent within the product as far as getting towards the fair. I mean, these are not songs that are just kind of, it's just some kind of 2010s kind of nostalgia within the aspect of like 30 years before it as far as those pitch can happen. Some of these songs give some good nostalgia vibes to 30 and 40 years prior within those pitches, at least from 2013, 30 and 40 years prior within those aspects as far as those songs can happen. So it's excellent within the fair as far as getting towards some of that conduct within the socialized good fair of a number of these. It's having the standout kind of gliss of this night type appeal. Excellent kind of cut loose within those products. And then My Song 5 is the sixth single within these products. It's like a downtown kind of sluggish and drunken kind of romping music kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just pretty much good fare for past 10 o'clock p.m. pitches like that. Just kind of enjoying some exhilaration, some of those type products. So this one's a little bit more within the after effect of like the rounds as far as those pitches can happen. It's kind of the product of just something kind of like songs. Difficult to kind of think with the particular type fare, but just more sports bar type romps for something you'd listen to pretty much like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when it's in like the falsetto voice and pitches like that, as you're just kind of taken aback and swashed as far as those fares are going to happen within the pitch, as far as those products can happen, just figuring out the next move, probably with a decent amount of energy left in the night, but for the most part kind of on the wind down as far as those fares are going to happen, just to miss the pitch of that. It's good steadfast, kind of chunk up the devil horns or the deuce, some of those type pitches within the fair as far as getting towards it. It's very much amidst like the downtown type fair, excellent type product. So yeah, I'd recommend all 11 songs off this album. Now the thing about this album is the fact that there is a deluxe edition, so I'm going to return to this album down the road because there's particularly like 6 or 7 extra songs off this album within these pitches. Yeah, there's a deluxe edition bonus disc that has like 7 or 8 new songs within these products. I'm going to return to this album later within these pitches as far as picking up the rest of those type ones and fucking with it towards another review within these products. But out of the 11 songs, recommend all 11 on here. Simple enough, kind of 10 out of 10 within these products, just being able to say. And this, yeah, like I was saying, this album is a pretty big social deal, so I suspect the social scores can get a 10 out of 10 as well. But within these pitches, as far as saying, some of these type ones, these extra 5 songs on here that are not the singles, just to say within the product, I mean, this is a real snappy type one, just nailing the dynamite of it, just a real excellent product to some of this. But yeah, Honey and I is a nice one. It's like a good dewy and smarmy kind of bundle of joy to kind of get within the tones behind it here. Just some 80s blear and like a softcore kind of dick around type vibes pitch like that. It's kind of some vibing, so just kind of the product, similar to a song like The Wire within a sense, but just a little bit more melded in like an R&B type sense, just a little bit more softcore within aspects of this kind of, it's like some good pop kind of new wave that you would have caught, but just not as much commerce. Some, within particular fairs, when you think of new wave, it usually kind of deals with some sort of vehicle commerce or just dance club type vibes, pitches like that. But this kind of feels more like park bound type music, where it'd be like some sort of lighthearted type picnic or things like that. Just kind of the ordeal, just bonnet type music or things within those aspects, within those tones, as far as just kind of dewy and golden kind of sunshine within those aspects. Just kind of more lambent but excellent type products, just good R&B type tune for those pitches, just an outdoor type products on those type fairs. The real standout song on here is Days Are Gone. This is the title track off this album, excellent type products. Really appreciated this song. It's like a dim and glared kind of mid-hustle type song within pitch, but it's forlorn about it as far as what's going to happen. So this kind of product definitely has some of that 80s dramaticness about it within some of those type pitches, just thinking of typical type anchors and standouts from those particular times that I'd say definite album standout here to be able to get just some dance pizzazz about this song, like some of the 3 or 4 singles that I listed. All of those, particularly with the exception of The Wire, I'd say this is a good GG type song within pitch. That's kind of GG, kind of the aspect of saying that it's like the meme variation, that when you think of that particular phrase, it picks up in more internet type lingo, but it's definitely GG within those pitches, just getting more accommodated to having that particular phrase being said. But it's just kind of pitch as far as saying those within those aspects. So real nice anchor to this album, pitches like that, real heavyweight. It's real nice blisteriness and like a disco type format, so good type appeal. Nice connecting malaise. Running If You Call My Name is a nice one as well. It's like a trudging and powerful kind of stretcher to get in like a retro pop kind of sense. It's another dramatic type one that hits pretty heavily within those aspects. So this is just kind of same. There's, like I said, some of the melodrama about this album is pretty awesome within the aspect, just kind of the tone as far as it's kind of the aspect of getting towards some of these type ones within the pitch, as far as saying this is just kind of one for more of like just the day bound typeness in the pitch, as far as what's going to happen, just amidst like the commerce of it, and just kind of, it's kind of some makeshift kind of preoccupied as far as what's going to happen. More just kind of, it's almost kind of like a power ballad within a pitch, but just kind of not so much in like a rainy type fashion or like a get up and it's just a couple of grit and grind type songs within the pitch, a more makeshift type format. So it's excellent type for some of those type ones. Another one within those products would be Let Me Go within these aspects as well. It's like a bristled and determined kind of day commerce, kind of get within the tones of it as far as what's going to happen. Very similar to Running If You Call My Name, but just less kind of stretching in mind within pitch. It's like some good, maybe more in town pitches like that about Let Me Go. It's like a good workaday kind of outside, I'd say. It's kind of like Fight Song by Rachel Platt and some of those type products. When you think of those particular fairs, it's one of those type ones, even though this came out a couple of years before that song. It's a good push for this particular song as far as these fairs going to go. So it's just some typical kind of makeshift motivation as far as this pitch kind of happen with it. Just kind of the aspect. It's kind of in between type fashions like day commerce pitches like that, I'd say, within those ordeals. And then Go Slow is a quality one within these aspects as well as far as these pitches going to happen. This is another R&B type one similar to Honey and I, but just more homebound within some of these type fairs. This is like a glared kind of homebound R&B snap. It's going to get within the aspects of it here. Just some mid-tempo kind of gel and ambience within these products as far as these fairs going to happen. Softcore kind of pleasanting pitches like that, and just good bleed type song, just tea and things like that. Simple kind of gab, pleasant kind of gab pitches like that within those aspects. Just kind of more within the Spotify type fashion, but not quite as full bound within pitch like a Spotify bleed that you'd catch like 10 or 11 at night, 1 or 2 in the morning, pitches like that. But it's kind of the fair, just more homebound typeness, where it's just kind of a more satin and softcore type mode within the aspects for those tones going to happen. So that's the pitch about this album as far as those formats going to happen. So yeah, this album easily gets the 10 out of 10 within these pitches. Definitely like the Mammoth appeal of these 6 singles and the extra type products of them finishing out the album, having some further type products within that blistering type aspect. Social score I'll probably give. Now within the tone behind it, the fact that 4 of these singles were at least picked up on the rock charts in like the United States, the fact, and it's kind of the product just made thinking whether or not the fairs, I have not caught terribly many of these songs or really within the aspect of hearing these songs whatsoever within these pitches, but I kind of look after it. It's kind of the product kind of makes me question what would be the particular anchor of this album as like the most popular song to go for. I'm going to go ahead and check that out on Spotify just to see within that appeal. Yeah, apparently The Wire is the most popular song. It has 180 million plays on Spotify pitches like that. So let's talk about that one. 85 million is the second most popular, which is Falling. So just those, between those being the 1-2 punch within those appeals. So The Wire is just basically like that work shift type one, like I was talking about. Just got done with things, just saw like a decent movie pitches like that. Sounds like fairs just like sauntering around those particular fairs about it. And then Fallen was kind of like a melodrama that I was talking about within like just getting ready to get crunk, some of those type moments within an 80s type sense. So this is kind of pitch as far as if I look after within the tones behind it, I think the social score is high enough to be able to say obviously 6 singles on first albums, excellent type appeal for those products. Just a lot of dance songs within those fashions, so just throwback type vibes, pitches like that, just some neons and pitches like that about it, new wave type songs, disco on here, pitches like that. It's excellent type glamour and just overall snazz as far as those aspects can happen. Just good taste in nightlife, some of these type pitches. It's not It's a good pop snap about it, but it has enough fare to be able to have the pizzazz, even if it full bound doesn't display the concept of getting tore up. It has some good type modes where you can have like the product having that particular aspect about it, as well as it's just kind of pitch of that. It seems more of a drinking album than a full bound smoking type album, but still within pitch accent type fare as far as just having some drink around pitches like that. So good type of ordeals. Has the trudging songs, has the commerce songs, pitches like that. Some of those type fairs in the aspect SFW kind of moments. Some of those type products are just target runs and just standard traffic, I'd say. So yeah, 10 socials. In terms of the future, like HAIM recently dropped a product in 2025, pitches like that. So some excellent type ordeals as far as those pitches can have within the products. It's a good type fair to be able to see some of these. I'm going to get to some more of these. Definitely like the deluxe edition of this album, and then the 2012 EP and some further type ones within these aspects. They really don't have as many full bound type albums, considering that they've been around since like the fall of 2013, and they dropped their 4th album way out in 2025. You'd think they'd have more albums than that by this particular pitch, but still some good type ordeals within the pitch behind it. It's a good type product, easy kind of new wave classic pitches like that. Just a good lane to kind of be in, and just some good treats and appetizers, just some good treats and dynamite as far as this fair is going to happen.